Desire is the root, not the enemy. Thesis. You don't need less desire. You need a clear aim. Every habit survives because it promises to satisfy something real. And Jesus never tried to destroy desire, he redirected it. The reframe is this: most people treat desire like a defect, something to suppress or something to fear, something they need to get under control. And that approach backfires. Why? Because suppressed desire doesn't disappear. It goes underground where it gains leverage. Jesus assumed desire was neutral power, like fire, useful when aimed and destructive when misdirected. Desire doesn't mean do this now. It means something here feels lacking or threatened. Every habit answers one of these: relief, comfort, escape, stimulation, control, or belonging. If you try to kill desire, the habit mutates. But if you decode the desire, the habit loses authority. When Jesus said, "Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also," he was describing direction, not morality. Desire follows what you repeatedly invest attention and energy into. You don't feel first and then move. You move and feeling follows. If your habit is porn, desire for connection or intensity might be the root. If it's overeating, it might be the desire for comfort or grounding. Scrolling, it might be the desire for stimulation or relief. Procrastination, it might be the desire to avoid emotional friction. The habit isn't lying, it's just offering a cheap solution. The system responds to whatever you feed it. If someone scrolls endlessly at night, they say, "I just want to stop wanting this." But the real desire is mental decompression, escape from responsibility, or stimulation after depletion. Scrolling isn't the problem, it is the lowest effort answer available. Give the desire a better target, and scrolling loses its power. Desire doesn't disappear, it migrates. If you don't choose the destination, the environment will. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Then, when lust has conceived, it bringeth forth sin. And sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. Desire is shown as a progression, not a sudden failure. It pulls, it grows, and it produces outcomes. Scripture treats desire as something that moves forward unless interrupted. It doesn't fade on its own. Dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lust, which war against the soul. Desire is not passive, it actively wars for control. This means ungoverned desire doesn't remain neutral, it becomes oppositional. This I say then: walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusteth against the Spirit, and the Spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary to one another, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. Two desire systems are presented. Desire itself isn't removed, it is redirected by where you walk. Movement determines which desire gains power. For I know that in me, that is, in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not. For the good that I would I do not, but the evil which I would not, that I do. Now if I do what I would not, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. I find then a law, that when I would do good, evil is present within me. For I delight in the law of God after the inward man. But I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin which is in my members, which is in the flesh. Good intentions alone are insufficient. Without structure, desire defaults towards the strongest internal system present. Willpower cannot outpace environment and habit. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. The heart is the source from which life flows. If it isn't guarded, desire absorbs whatever surrounds it. Guarding the heart is choosing where desire is allowed to go. He that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. Environment shapes direction. The people you move with influence what you begin to want, value, and tolerate. Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners. The warning assumes deception because influence often feels harmless at first. Desire is quietly reshaped long before behavior changes. And be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Conformity happens by default. Transformation requires intentional renewal. If the mind is not actively renewed, desire takes the shape of the surrounding culture. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of the sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. And his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. Desire migrates in stages: walk, stand, sit. Scripture contrasts passive exposure with intentional delight. What you delight in determines where you become rooted. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Desire follows investment. The heart moves towards what receives time, attention, and value. If ye then be risen with Christ, seek those things which are above, where Christ sitteth on the right hand of God. Set your affection on the things above, not on the things on the earth. Affection is something that can be aimed. What the mind repeatedly returns to becomes what the heart begins to want. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report. If there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. Those things which ye have both learned and received and heard and seen in me, do, and the peace of God shall be with you. Thought selection functions as desire training. Peace follows disciplined input, not suppression. For the grace of God that bringeth salvation has appeared to all men, teaching us that denying ungodliness and worldly lust, we should live soberly, righteously, and godly in this present world. Grace is described as instruction, not permission. Desire is not ignored, it's trained. A new heart also I will give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. Transformation begins internally. God replaces the source of desire, not just the behavior it produces. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Delight reshapes desire. As affection shifts, wants follow. 3 action steps. Name the real desire. Ask, what relief or payoff am I actually seeking? Be precise. Vague answers keep habits alive. Design a higher quality substitute, not moral, effective. Something that satisfies the same desire with less cost. Schedule desire intentionally. Desire obeys structure better than denial. Decide when and how it gets addressed. Questions for reflection. What desire have you been treating as an enemy? What does this habit promise you every time? Where does your current system starve legitimate needs? What happens when you deny desire instead of directing it? What environment keeps offering cheap substitutes? Where are you confusing intensity with satisfaction? What desire goes unanswered until the habit shows up? What would it look like to invest desire upstream? How does misaimed desire keep you small? And what would change if desire became data, not danger?